Okay, hey everybody. I thought, you know what? I had a little bit. Why not get on and do a quick live stream? It's been a while. All the craziness has been going on the last 3 months or so since I last did it. Don't know if anyone's really going to come on too much. It's not that late, but it probably would have been better a couple hours earlier, I realized, but it's been very busy. As you can see, without the mess behind me, I haven't had much time to do much. Oh, hi, She Wolf Warrior. How are you? I hope everything's going great. It's been a while. Yeah, I just had a little bit of time to do a live stream, so I thought, I'm going to jump on and see who wants to chat about whatever. Oh, that's good. Have you gotten a chance to get back to Legoland and ride that Pirate River Quest yet? I think you would enjoy it. Very relaxing ride, which is the best kinds, in my opinion. Okay, well, I think whenever you get a chance to, I think you'll like it. I guess the last time they had, I read somewhere, the last time they had boats going through the canal was with Cypress Gardens back in like 2003 or something like that. I was surprised. I actually thought it was longer than that. Well, the surgery went fairly well. She thinks they got all the cancer, but we can't be 100% sure because, there might have been some microscopic parts left. But she got the tumor out of his neck. He's recovering now here. He has a drain in there, which basically is like a straw that's sticking out of his neck to let it drain with some fluids because the tumor was quite big and there was like a big hole there. So he's supposed to get the drain out tomorrow. And then about a week after that, he's going to get the stitches. So far, he seems to be doing okay. He's on medicine for like pain and antibiotic and things like that. But at the moment, he's doing fairly well. I'm cautiously optimistic. But, with cancer, you never really know. They sent the mass off, and he took out of his neck and his eye away. So we're going to see how extensive it is. And we'll have to probably see the oncologist again after that and talk about it. So far, it's looking good. I'm cautiously optimistic, but very cautiously. I'm also a realist. I know, cancers could be a tough thing. So I am just being cautious, I guess you could say, optimistic. But thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Yeah, at least he has that big old tumor out of his neck. Yeah, I can understand what you're going through. It's a scary thing. Think about it. That's his third surgery in less than a year. He had the one last year where they took the toe off because of the cancer. Then with his stomach in December, which he would have died if we didn't do that. And now this surgery with regard to the neck. So I've had some dogs that get the teeth removed. It's not a fun thing. My last dog, I had that done, McDonald's. He was very healthy and happy. He was never the same after he got that tooth taken. Now that surgery was hard on him. Yeah, he had it last year. Back in June, he had it out. He had to have a toe amputated. Not sure, but before all this happened, his recent problems, I'm not sure if I really talked much about that on my channel. Really much before. That's probably why you didn't really know about it. Yeah, they had to take his toe off and they had to send it away. Luckily, that was fairly easily to resolve, that cancer. But we still don't know about this one. It's if he's healthy and happy and we can have another 2-4 years, I'll be happy. It'll be worth it. But financially, it's definitely been very expensive. You'd be amazed at how much all this cost. I have a fan on. I hope that's not too loud on here. I have it on low. It's been a bit warm today. It wasn't like in the 80s today. I'm behind a lot of stuff I got to do. It's ridiculous. My to-do list is like a gazillion pages long. How much money did you have to pay for your cat? If you don't mind if I ask. It's a lot of money. With Lucky surgery in June, his health problems is December, a couple surgeries, and then a week he was in the hospital. I paid like close to 20,000. It is unbelievably expensive. Yeah, veterinary care is definitely pricey these days. Like the surgery that he just got Monday was like $4,500 alone. And if he does need further treatment like chemo or radiation, I'm really scared how much that's going to be. Yeah, very tough. It's just so expensive. But if we have him with us another 4 years, it's worth it though. They are part of the family. But is anyone here, anything you specifically want to talk about? Anyone, just speak up. Yeah, I agree, She Wolf Warrior. Back to Legoland. Not sure when I'm going to go back. I probably won't be going back for the pirate thing. I basically did like everything the one day I went. Um, Pretty much. I go once or twice. I think I did once. And of course, I did the Pirate River quest. So I pretty much did most of the stuff in that. I'm not sure what's the next thing coming up. I know they have that Ninjago Days coming up. Lego Friends. I'm not exactly sure when it's all scheduled. I haven't seen it on there yet. I gotta see. Yeah, which I'm kind of surprised. It's kind of unusual because normally they would have that all announced by now. And they're gonna have that, and like I said, Lego Friends weekend. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. It's always been pretty popular, but it is kind of strange they haven't announced it yet. I have to look more into it and see because normally we would already have known about that because normally they have it all the schedule out on the one website. I can see why they definitely have the Pirates thing scheduled out ahead of time because of the new ride. Yeah, which is strange. I don't know why. So those themed weekends are usually very popular. That'd be pretty cool. I think you'll have a fun time. I would love to be able to see the other two Legolands here in the U.S., but I have no idea when that's going to happen. I'd love to compare them. I would love to go to all of them across the world, but that would be quite a feat to do. There's a lot of them, and they're building more of them, especially in Asia. I would be surprised if they build one more here in the U.S. Because if you think about it, if you look at where they are, California, New York, and Florida, it kind of goes like around like the outsidey part. It'd be perfect for them to put one like right in the middle, like Texas or Oklahoma, something like that. I see we have a couple other people here. Speak up. Let us know who you are. I may go to the Florida State Fair this weekend. It all depends on how Lucky's doing. They tell me he's okay, that I could leave him at home for a while and go out, but I'm still nervous about it. So we gotta see. I'll be really bummed though if I miss it because I was really looking forward to it because there's a lot to film there. I really need to go to the Florida State Fair like 2 or 3 times when it's happening because there's that much to do. But I just don't know. I may go this weekend, which is like the last couple of days, but we gotta see. I already know what they're gonna say when I ask if I can leave him for to go there. They're gonna say, "Yeah, he's fine," but just worry about it. Possibly she will worry. I don't know, but they must already know when they're gonna do it because that's something they don't just do all of a sudden. I was hoping they would have. They haven't had it for a couple of years. That they only had it once. That one themed weekend thing with music. They have that DJ Llama. They haven't had that for a couple years. They only had it once. I'm kind of hoping they have that again because that was kind of a fun event. That's up in Tampa at the fairgrounds. I went to it the last couple years. I would have already went to it already this week, if not for Lucky's thing. Like I said, I'm sure he's okay to leave. I just worry about it. I already know they're going to tell me he's fine. We'll see how it goes with when they take out the drain tomorrow. Yeah, I took a selfie with him, which was not easy to get. Not very many people got that selfie either. He didn't stay still very long. They definitely have the time to do more of those themed events Legoland does. I wish they would do some more. Like that one they do for like firemen and police thing. They have for like one Heroes weekend. They do for like 1 weekend a year. I think it's a year. They really should do that 2 or 3 weekends and then expand it. Like have like a fireman police show or something, and just have more to it. I wouldn't give up, Henry. Just keep doing it little by little. But I do understand what you're saying. Mail's gotten so pricey these days, and it's always going up. I mean, if they think they're going to be making all this more money by making something more expensive, they're wrong because with regard to messages, people don't need mail anymore. They just do email or fax or video chat. So I don't know. Go to show there's a lot of idiots that's heading that stuff. Yeah, I know Adam was going up there. I seen his video that he was up where you were. I actually I sort of ran into him a couple months ago at Disney. I was doing at a walkthrough tour that greenhouse place, and he was on the one boat ride. And he saw me, I seen him, and we waved to each other, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him that day. Eventually, I'll get him back on this channel and do another interview with him. It's just hard to get with him. Obviously, as you can tell, he's very busy. But it's good that he was in your part of the country. He doesn't go up the more northern part very often. You know, Northwest and New England. He hasn't done a lot up there, which I'm surprised. There's a ton of stuff to do. Oh, I wanted to mention to you, Henry. I don't think I messaged you, but I got your Christmas card. I'm sorry, I just did not get a chance to send one back to you. It's just been crazy this past couple months with everything going on. But I did intend to send you one. I appreciate that you sent me one. That is not a regular meet and greet. I forget what they call it, but it's in that one walkway, and that's used specially for character practices, like the greeters and the characters with the public. It's random. It's not scheduled. You're not sure when it's going to happen, and sometimes it involves a lot of rare characters. It's just practicing, basically. I've heard about it, but I've never been back there and seen it happen until that day. Tigger just happened to be one of them. Mickey was there, but I didn't get a chance to do it because they're not there very long. So I did Tigger because I never met Tigger. I know you can meet him somewhere else at Disney. I used to be able to meet Tigger at Epcot and the Christopher Robin room in the UK Pavilion, but it's been a long time since they had that with him. So I'm just glad I got a chance to meet that character. I kind of add it to my collection of meet and greets. But Pluto's pretty common. Yeah, I only was able to get a few cards out, Henry. I intend to do a lot more, but I just didn't have time with Mom's accident and then the dog getting sick like a week before Christmas. I mean, it was bad. I mean, you never I can see how you'd be amazed at how horrible it sounds when a dog is in horrible pain. He's screaming, and took a half an hour just to get to the emergency vet. And also very expensive too. But luckily he's doing okay. Yeah, I've heard of it happening before, and people meet some very rare characters there. Tigger's rare, but not like really, really rare. I'll tell you the one character I always wanted to meet, but I've heard it happening, but not a very long time, is Darkwing Duck. I used to love that show when I was a kid. And Launchpad McQuack, those are two characters I would love to meet. Obviously, I know they're not real, but it's just be cool, you know? Oh, hi, Chris Graffs 101. How you doing? I tell you, Henry, you're like one of the older guys I know from back in the day. A lot of them hasn't really been doing YouTube anymore. You know, like Zane, Ben, Jeremy. I'm not even sure if Stacy's still doing it. Which is a shame, is a lot of those guys is why I got into doing what I'm doing. Yeah, I can understand that, She-Wolf. Especially in the moment I pretend. I got to get to the Imagination Pavilion, because they have some meet and greets there that I've never done. I know I got to meet the Mexican version of Donald, where he has his Mexican costume on, and the Mexico Pavilion. Um, that would be mostly it with regard to characters, unless you count um, maybe the few of the princesses, but I met most of them. I really need to get to some of the other parks, because there's other meet and greets there I need to do. Epcot I get to the most for this. I always having those festivals and stuff, so I go there more. There is a meet and greet that they have at Epcot, but the only problem is I can't get into it because you have to be a Disney Visa card member to get in there, and I don't have a Disney Visa card. I think that's what it is. I need to hopefully meet someone up that will take me in there one time. Well, there was people in line waiting for him when I walked by. I just didn't have the time to stop, but I really need to do it. It's cool to get the different versions of them. It's like Mickey, Donald. There's different versions of them with different costumes. Like at when I went to that Disney Vacation Club event last year at Animal Kingdom, they had Mickey there in his African costume, like he was like on a safari. Um, I don't think I didn't meet him that day because I was trying to get other characters that were rare to me that I haven't met yet. Yeah, there was some Chris Graffs 101. I only got a chance to go twice. I would have liked to went to the art festival more. I did meet several of them and get several autographs in my autograph book and some sketches. And I did buy one artwork I'll go get that and show you guys. Be right back. I missed going completely last year because I was busy with moving. First, I got this little one. This is the one that Mom wanted. It's basically just a postcard. And the artist signed it here. And then he drew a sketch. It's all hand drawn. And he signed it again here. And I bought this one. I wanted something of Pluto for a long time. And the artist signed it right here. I thought this was pretty cool. And then, I don't know if I have it here. No, unfortunately, it's the other room. But I got some signatures and some sketches in those Disney autograph books. Yeah, thanks. I thought so too. This one is signed by Greg McCulloch. I think it's how you say his name. He's a pretty well known Disney artist. He's been with them for like 40 years or something like that. But yeah, I liked it because Pluto's my favorite Disney character, and I really wanted something with him. I might have been able to get something with just him, but then when I saw it with Dumbo and then Mickey, I thought, no, I'm going to get this. And eventually I want to get it framed. Of course, I have some information about him in the back. Yeah. It's always good to have these things around. Now, when you guys look at me, do you read this from left to right or right to left? Because I just noticed this seems to be backwards. You know what I mean? Because I think the image should be flipped. So you could read this fine. So you can read it correctly then. Because on screen to me, it looks backwards. I'm gonna have to look at this. I'm gonna have to look at this live stream on my phone later. Okay. So, okay, I'm not sure why it looks backwards to me, and not backwards to you. Well, you know why? Wait a minute. Yeah, it does look when I look at that angle. I don't know. I think it's just how the image is. These were actually selling really cheap when COVID happened because they weren't having any characters or nothing. These were going for like 99 cents, and normally they're like $6-7. Luckily, someone I know went to a Disney store and got me several of these, and they came out with some special ones for the 50 where you can put pictures with the characters too. Yeah, I get those on my phone sometimes too, She-Wolf. Hopefully, whoever they're looking for, they find. Those Amber alerts are usually pretty successful. Back in the day, they used to put missing children on milk cartons. I haven't seen that in years. Of course, that's because they have so many options now. Yeah. You never know what you can run into at Disney. And I carry this with me when I go to non-Disney events. I used to just strictly keep this for like Disney, but if I'm at some other event and I haven't seen a celebrity, I'm just going to have them sign it. And of course, I just write like who it is and where I went. Like here's one I got at the Florida State Fair last year. But there's always a celebrity possibility encounter at Disney, for instance. They're always having some sort of concert or some event. And even though the rare chance they're not having something like that going on, there's celebrity visiting there. I have no idea they do at Universal. I haven't been there in years. They don't do it at Legoland. Of course, that's because the characters aren't built to really sign. Now, if you meet like the Lego friends, the girls, when they're a live person, not in a suit, I've never thought to ask them. I just didn't because I know the other characters inside. I don't know if they do. But I have no experience with the meet and greet. When I went to Universal, I said it's been a long time. I don't think I did any of them. Frankly, I don't even remember them even happening. I'm sure they did. I wouldn't be surprised. He'll add to it. They could technically add like an attachment to their hands and have them sign it. Or at least have pre-signed cards that they could hand out. I don't understand why they haven't done that. Yeah, possibly. Not sure if you're still here, Henry, but how's everything else been going with you? Well, they did that with Olaf. They weren't pre-signed, they were printed. But there were these cards they were given for Olaf because he can't physically sign. The only characters that at Disney that refused to sign was Olaf, Father Christmas, and the Star Wars characters. Oh, and I don't think the Monster Inc. characters can sign either. Sully and Mike. Mikey, I think his name is. I'm not too horribly far from there. Yeah, I don't think so either. Like Olaf. I always meant to get to Ocala because they have this restaurant. It's a chain. It's called Bojangles, and Bojangles was one of the rare places that had their own exclusive flavor Mountain Dew called Southern Shock. But I heard recently they're going to discontinue it, so I might have kind of missed the boat on that. It's like one of the very few flavors out there that I haven't tried. Why do you ask about Ocala, Chris? It is on my list to visit. There is things up there I want to see. But with the meet and greet characters, with regard to Monster Inc., I think you can only meet Sully now. I'm surprised to hear that. Maybe they used to have him sign and then they decided to change it. Maybe he's signing now. I just know when I went there, they were giving these cards, and I actually came across that some months ago, that card. Other than that, they wouldn't let you sign. That meet and greet, I did film that. It's on my channel. Mom almost got in trouble because she grabbed his nose, and I told her that's not a good idea. Maybe that's why it happened because it was at the Disney cruise. I don't know. And that's something else I would love to try. Yeah, they have a lot of race car stuff. They have vintage car shows here in Florida all the time, especially like at Old Town, places like that. I keep needing to go because they're really cool and they do have a lot of cool looking vehicles. I've been to a couple pop-up ones. I might be going to like a battle reenactment next month. They have a couple of them. I'm going to go to one of them probably. It's one I did before, but I only went to it once, so I like to kind of do it again. If you ever go to one of those battle reenactments, Civil War or whatever, Try to go to them. They're actually very interesting. Obviously not super realistic, but it kind of gives you an idea. Yeah. To this day, she don't know why she touched his nose. It was just sticking out, and it was so big, and I think it kind of startled her. She never made that mistake again. You just see everyone was like, oh. That was several years ago now. I had this art piece that's signed of Olaf by I think Larry Dotson is the artist, I think. And that was before I even knew who he was. I didn't know much about that character. I actually have not seen Frozen yet. But I know he's from Frozen. Yeah, I seen Chip and Dale. They walked by me at Hollywood Studios once, and I met them very quickly during the DVC event at Animal Kingdom, and I guess they're back doing that Dino Bash thing with them again. I never got them to sign my book or nothing. Oh, hi, Max. How are you? Just doing a unexpected live stream. Just talking about stuff. I'm doing okay. There's been a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, Magic Kingdom is probably out of all the four parks, that's the least one I've been to. It's much more of a pain in the butt to do. I need to go, but there's a lot I need to see there. Lucky's doing okay. I gotta take him in tomorrow. He has a drain in his neck. It's basically like a straw. Allows some of the fluid to drain out because when they took the tumor out, there was a pretty big hole there. So they're wanting it to drain. So tomorrow, hopefully, the drain will get taken out, and then about a week after that, he'll get his stitches out. He's doing okay, but obviously, it's been wearing on him a bit because that surgery is pretty tough. They think they got all the cancer, but they can't say whatever since surgeon. They have to send the mass out, get it tested, to see what the results back. And then we gotta see there might be other tests. We don't know. But I'm cautiously optimistic, Max. I had insurance in some of my dogs years ago. I always had trouble with them paying for anything. They always fought on it. So I didn't continue it. I kind of wish I did now, because if I did, I would probably it would have been nearly a lot less expensive, but I said a lot of bad luck. I'm thinking about getting it on the other two dogs that I have. It's too late to do it on Lucky now, but yeah, it's something I'm going to look into again because, as I said earlier, with the 3 surgeries he's gotten and the week he's been in the hospital and medication and all that, I've spent close to $20,000. It's very expensive when you have a dog that has major health issues. I mean, his surgery was $4,500 alone. Just to do the surgery consult was $170. To do the consult with the oncologist was $170. Oh, hi, Mary Bates. He's I think he's like a Basset Hound mix. It's like part Basset, part like maybe Dachshund. I always like that kind of dog. The short legs, the long back. Yeah. The one vet or the oncologist I went to, he says he has insurance on his dog and that they would have paid all this. He has Trupanion. Now I'm going to look into Trupanion. That might be one I might want to get for my other two. I said it's too late for Lucky. Problem is, they also don't like insuring older dogs either. So I don't know how that's going to go. So yeah, they are definitely any insurance company is a pain deal, whether it's car insurance, human insurance, or dog insurance. Yeah, but $20,000 is a lot of money. I had to take out a loan and max out credit cards to kind of put me in a financial, situation that's not very comfortable. I did start a GoFundMe page, but it was very, very not successful at all. I only raised like $200, and I was hoping to do better with that. That would have helped. And like I said, this might not be done. If he has to get chemo, radiation treatments, that could be several thousand more. I couldn't even get a quote on how much radiation treatments are. He said it'll be more than the surgery that he got. Surgery was like $4,500, so radiation is going to be thousands more. Well, he's part of the family. You got to take care of them. Yeah, thanks, She-Wolf. Yeah, I love dogs that are shaped like that. And thanks, Mary Bates. Yeah, that's what I think what kind of dog he is. He was in a rescue situation. He was. And he was in bad shape when we got him. He was really underweight. He had sores on his body. He had worms. He was very dirty. Thanks, Max. I appreciate that. I do the best I can. Like I said, they're part of the family. He's basically my son. One of the most important things for me was to be a father, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen. So the dogs are the closest I ever be to my children, so I got to take care of them. But definitely becoming a dad is something I really hope to happen one day. But I'm a dog dad at least. And anything you guys want to talk about, just let me know. No real agenda for this live stream. I kind of like decided to do this like the last minute. And of course, with regard to Lucky, I'll keep putting update videos on how he's doing. If you want to see my other two dogs, what they look like, if you haven't really seen them before, they're in that last video I just uploaded today about Lucky. Well, I always have plans, but things keep kind of getting in the way to affect them. Like I wanted to go to the Florida State Fair, which ends in a couple days. I haven't been able to get to it because Lucky being sick. I may go this weekend, depending on what the doctor says when he gets the drain taken out. I know already what she's going to say. She's going to say, yeah, he can be home. He'll be fine, but I worry about it. So I don't know. The Strawberry Festival is coming up. There's some battle reenactments. There's always theme park stuff. There's some museums. There's so many places that I want to visit in Florida. It's beyond belief sometimes. I want to eventually do some overnight trips. It all depends how it goes with the dog. I gotta make sure mom's situated. That's the biggest thing, with her. That kind of makes plan a bit difficult. So we'll see. I always want to do some get an RV and like go up the East Coast. There's just so many things to see along there. It's just making sure she's. Yeah, go lay down, Lucky. Whoops. I know, yeah, Cone keeps getting caught on things, isn't it? But there's only problem with getting that money too. Thanks, I appreciate it, Max. I might. Let's see how the vet says tomorrow with him. Then I may be able to go this weekend, but I think Sunday or Monday is the last day. Normally, I already would have been there. So the fair, something like the Florida State Fair, to really get a lot of good done there, you really got to go there like 2 or 3 times. But that thing's huge. It's massive. I remember going to the New York State Fair 20 years ago, and that thing was gigantic. There's just so many cool things to see at these fairs. Wherever you live, if they have a state fair, go to it because there's a lot to see there. And even some of these county fairs are really large. But I appreciate that, Max. Yeah, all I can say for that, She-Wolf, is just go for it. As long as you're having fun and enjoy it, yeah, do whatever you want. Don't let anyone tell you not to. Thanks, Mary Bates. I appreciate that. Well, check out some of the county fairs. There was one. It was in Hillsborough, I think like 3 or 4 months ago. I really wanted to go. Something happened where I couldn't. So I'm hoping to hit that this year. Actually, I've driven by, taking Lucky to because he has to go to a special vet like near Tampa. I drove by the fairgrounds. They had this really cool Christmas event too. And I think Osceola is just had one or gonna have one. Osceola County, which is a pretty big one too. I may go. We got to all see. But the fairs have a lot of stuff. Thanks, Max. I like trying these different pizzas. And most people don't realize these different gas station chains sell pizza or sell whole pizzas. There's a couple other places like the Love's gas stations, Pilot. They sell whole pizzas. I want to try them. And some of them have their own different exclusive flavors of drinks. Yeah, that's good to hear, She-Wolf. You know, if you want to start filming things, you may want to think about filming some at that fair, too. Actually, Max, I filmed a video on those pre-made sandwiches a couple weeks ago. Now, I've been thinking about doing them for months. I actually enjoy those sandwiches. It sounds dumb, but I actually like them better than the sandwiches I can make. So I finally filmed one, and I picked up at a Circle K. I just haven't uploaded it yet. But I plan to do one from like Pilot and 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, Pilot, and Circle K has this brand of those pre-made sandwiches. They're actually really good, in my opinion. But I do have one that I filmed. I would stay away from like the egg salad, chicken salad, tuna salad sandwiches from gas stations. I used to get them at not Publix. I used to get them at Racetrack. They weren't bad. But sometimes when I see them at some of these gas stations, I'm a little bit iffy with trying them. So I would avoid that. The ones that like chicken, turkey, I think is fine. Especially if you can see the meat sticking out, looks good. But the meat sticking out and looks like dark, like gray. But sometimes you see at some gas stations, especially like the salami kinds, stay away from that. Most of the turkey and the chicken ones are actually pretty good. Yeah, I got some zoo videos at Lowry Park. I used to have an annual pass. I want to go back and film there again. There's a ton of things to film there. It's a really cool zoo in Tampa. Very relaxing. They actually film a show there. It's from the Discovery Channel or Animal Planet, I think. I haven't been to the zoo in forever. I do want to get back there. There's one in Central Florida near like Orlando, or was it Sarasota someplace, or Sanford, that I want to get to that's really good. And of course, there's a lot of rescue places too. They have space launches here quite regularly, Chris Graff's 101. I could see them from my house, and I'm quite a distance away. Um, Sometimes I'm not prepared to film it because I didn't know it was happening. I just happened to see it. The night ones are the best. I really need to get to where NASA is, and there's a place you can view it that's not too far from there. It looks so much more fantastic. Yeah, places like that is on my list, She-Wolf. I want to get to Southern Florida, especially the Keys. There's a lot of cool places to visit there. I want to do some of those boat tours, like the Everglades. That'd be really nice. I just haven't done it. I want to do a lot more stuff with nature, like some walking trails or like state parks and nature preserves. I just kind of want to find like a buddy to go with those places because it's always good to have someone with you when you're in the middle of a wilderness. Yeah, you should see my Google Maps. I have all these places saved to visit in Florida. Practically the whole state is green with those checkmark things. Theater of the Seas. I've never heard of that She-Wolf warrior. I'll have to look it up, see if he's still around. I'm not sure, She-Wolf. Oh, yeah. I love sushi, Max. I reviewed some on my channel. The only thing I suggest with that, stay away from the frozen kind. You could buy pre-made frozen sushi, you thaw it out, and then you could eat it. I did like an Ellie's brand. I don't know if I filmed it or not. It wasn't that good at all. But I've gotten sushi from like Publix. It's not bad because they usually have it, they make it there. Um, some of those sushis put together, you get like Walmart or Aldi's again. That's not frozen but cold. Yeah, they're okay. The best is, of course, is like a sushi bar. Well, there's some good sushi bars I've been to. There are some Chinese buffets that does have like eating sushi, not bad. I haven't been to a buffet, a regular one where you go up and you dish out your own since before COVID because all that craziness with germs. Um, but I may start going back now. Well, hi, Angry Wyatt. Theater of the Sea. Okay, Sheila, I'll have to look it up. I don't think I ever heard of that. Like I said, I find new places to visit in Florida every day. There's just so much here. Yeah. Oh, and back to what you were saying, Chris. Yeah, I can understand with the cane. You just got to do the best you could do. That's good, Sheila. I'll have to look it up. If you ever get to Colorado, She-Wolf, you should check out Garden of the Gods. It's a very cool nature park with these rock outcroppings, and they have a really cool visitor center, which is I filmed on my channel when I went up there for my brother's funeral, and they have this old outpost that's like over 100 years old that they sell things at. Yeah, I know that, Mary Bates. I do. It's good. That's cool, Chris. Chris Grass 101. Yeah, just get out there and you know what? You'll feel better. Yeah, I got kissed by a sea lion. They had a temporary show for them at Lowry Park Zoo years ago. I filmed it, and you got your picture taken with them. It's very interesting when you touch them and see what they feel like. Well, there's a lot there to check out, She-Wolf. I do have a playlist for most of what I filmed there up. I actually had some videos I never uploaded when I went there. I need to do that. But if you want to see some of what I'm talking about, check out my Colorado playlist. I need to put the video, a few other things I need to add there. That they are very beautiful, She-Wolf. Yeah, it's a very dry place there, Mary Bates. Oh, the property tax. Well, it can be expensive. It all depends. Um, if you file something called homestead exemption, that makes the property tax in your home a lot cheaper. It all depends on where you live, Max. But it's worth it being down here. The weather, there's so much to do, so many more opportunities. That's interesting, She-Wolf. Yeah, I do have Popeyes near me, Chris. I've been there once or twice. I have been fully happy with their food. Yeah, well, Colorado is definitely a beautiful state. Yeah, I am a bit nervous about taking him tomorrow to the vet. I don't think it'll be too bad. They just have to take out the drain. He's still draining, so we'll see. Well, it's expensive and it's small portions. And I always found their chicken dry, really dry. Um, KFC used to be decent, but I haven't been to KFC for a while because their chicken's gotten smaller and so dry. It's just not that good anymore. You know where you can get some really good chicken, fried chicken? Publix. They do fried chicken really well, I think. Of course, if you go to an actual barbecue place, you usually a lot of them, the southern barbecue places, you can usually get some really good chicken too. And I plan to be reviewing more of them because they actually do fairly well on my channel. People's interested, and I enjoy getting some good barbecue. I think I've had their mashed potatoes at Popeyes, but it's been so long. Yeah, it was great talking to you too, She-Wolf. Thanks for stopping in. You've been so very kind, and I appreciate it. Make sure you stay in touch. And please have a good night. And thank you for being kind of lucky. Yeah, I probably shop at Publix, Max, more than any place now. Yeah, it's with an X. They may be a little bit more expensive with things, but they have more sales, like buy one get one free. They're so much more cleaner. On the whole, the people that works at Publix are usually so much more friendlier than Walmart. So I prefer Publix any day over Walmart. That's an idea, Max. Maybe I'll do that one time. I have filmed a couple videos in there, like showing how the shelves were depleted for hurricanes and stuff. You always got to be careful, though, filming in a grocery store because you never know how they're going to react. I know at Walmart they hate it. But it is an idea, Max, so I have to think about more of that. I used to film like Dollar Tree hauls and things like that, and those actually did pretty well. I don't know why they call it the Dollar Tree. It should be the $1.25 tree now. No, Chris Grass 101. No, I don't. We don't have that here. Not that I know of. I never heard of them. Ones that really dominate with regard to gas station around here now is Wawa and Racetrack. It wasn't that many years ago. I've never even heard of those two franchises, and all of a sudden they start popping up everywhere. Of course, you see a lot of 7-Elevens. You see a lot of Circle Ks. You see the occasional other kinds here and there. Sometimes Speedway. Sometimes you see Pilot. Sometimes you see Love. Sometimes. There's one on the way to Brandon I saw that I never heard of before called Thornton's. But I would say Circle K, 7-Eleven, Wawa, and Racetrack are probably the four that really dominates the most. What state do you live in, Max? If you don't mind if I ask. Yeah, like I said, Chris, it wasn't that many years ago. I've never saw a Wawa. I never even heard of it. And same with Racetrack. I actually love them both a lot because it's so much. At one time I referred to Racetrack like the Disney World of gas stations. It was so big, but Wawa is even bigger and has more there now. I probably go to a Wawa more than any other gas station. Plus, with the Coca-Cola freestyle machines there, it has so many variety of flavors. Oh, hello, tropical nerds. How are you? There are Buc-ee's here in Florida, Max. They've opened a couple, I think, in the last couple of years. The closest is Daytona. I've been meaning to get up there. I've heard so many great things about Buc-ee's. I know a lot of YouTubers go there and film. It looks really cool. And sometimes they have some really exclusive flavors of pop that I really want to try. Maybe even some rare Mountain Dews, but I just got to get up there. But Daytona it's a bit far away for me. See, when they opened up the Daytona one, I could have sworn they were opening that in Orlando. And then when I looked it up, not in Orlando, it was in Daytona. So if I get up there, that would have to be something I have to plan a lot of other stuff. Yeah, but Buc-ee's I've heard a lot of good things about. Yeah, I got to get up there one time, Tropical Nerds. I heard a lot of good things about them. I'm hoping they open more here in Central Florida. I think they will because it's a really popular franchise. Mom's doing okay. She's a lot better. She's in physical therapy now with her arm. She's able to move it a lot more. Lucky's doing okay. They think they got all the cancer, but they had to send the mass away, do some tests. So we'll see. At the moment, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm hoping they say he doesn't need any more treatment. But like I mentioned earlier, it's been very expensive. With all his medical issues this past 8-9 months, I'm close to $20,000. And one thing about the Daytona 500, Chris, they'll probably have a lot of events where you can actually meet the drivers. Because when I used to live in New York, they had a big race up there, and they always had these events where you met a lot of the drivers. And I actually met a lot of NASCAR drivers when I was younger. Some pretty famous ones, too. Yeah, I think so, too, Tropical Nerds. I just, not sure when. I hope it'll at least be in Orlando, maybe even closer to me. We'll see. I really want to go to one because I heard some of them have some rare flavors of pop, especially some Mountain Dew ones. I haven't tried. There's not that many I haven't tried. Ooh, Ocala, I don't know. That's pretty far for me. Definitely. Because in Ocala, they have a chain of restaurants called Bojangles. And they had their own exclusive flavor of Mountain Dew called Southern Shock. And I've been wanting to get up there forever to try it. It's one of the few I haven't tried. If I understand, they're discontinuing Southern Shock now, so I kind of maybe missed it. Since that's quite a drive to go up there. Yeah, that's why I heard Tropical Nerds. Hey, can you do me a favor? If you get Buc-ee's again, can you take a picture of some of the soda options they have for the fountain beverage machines, especially the Mountain Dew ones? Because I like to find out if the one in like Daytona, for instance, has that particular Mountain Dew or two that I'm looking for. I know there's a few flavors. Some people have found them at Buc-ee's. Thanks, I appreciate it. And let me know if they sell their own line of pops. You know, some gas stations will sell their own, like Buc-ee's root beer, Buc-ee's cola in bottles too. I like to find that out. But I've heard a lot of great things about this, especially about the snacks there. And sometimes you can actually meet the mascot, which I know is just someone in a suit, but I always love those meet and greets. I think they're fun. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks. Especially, like I said, the Mountain Dew ones. Let me know. Because there is some people have found it's one called Mountain Dew Gucci Strawberry, I think it's called. Some people have found that at Buc-ee's. And there's a couple others that's only served in fountain beverage machines and not in bottles. Those are the ones that's the hardest for me to get. I had to physically go there. And that's why I never got Southern Shot at Bojangles, because I actually had to go there and get it. Oh, one thing I want to tell you, Tropical Nerds, I was going to email you the link, but I just put up a video the other day. I went to a place called Berry Barn in Dover, Florida. It's basically a strawberry farm. They have they sell like strawberry shortcakes there, milkshakes there. They have a small produce stand with some stuff, but they're well known for selling a strawberry pizza. And I actually filmed a video on it and trying it. That's something you might want to take your family to one time if you ever go there. They're open generally from like the end of December to like March. Oh, cool, great. Yeah, that might be something you would want to take your family up and try one time if you go through there when they're open. Like I said, they're open till March something. Just make sure you have cash. They do not take a card. I actually had to go back the next day. I've been meaning to stop there for years. And I noticed because we kept having to drive up to Brandon to take up Lucky, we would drive right by. So I thought we have time. I stopped, and then I got to try that. Yeah, they're good. There's a place around there in Plant City called Fancy Farms, which I also filmed on my channel. They had a really good strawberry shortcake and milkshake. And then Parksdale, which is in Plant City too. Parksdale's open all year round. Fancy Farms and Berry Barn is not. But at Parksdale, you can get some really good strawberry shortcake for part of the year and some really good milkshakes too. They have these strawberry cookies, Parksdale. They sell the strawberry bread that's really tasty. But there is strawberry farms all over Plant City. Oh, this is it's kind of beat up and worn now. But this is from the what is it, Orange World? Yeah, it's basically Orange World. It's a building in Kissimmee. It's shaped like a giant orange. I filmed that on my channel, Chris, if you want to look it up. And it's basically just a big gift shop, but they sell shirts like this, a whole bunch of other things. But it's really cool to visit. The outside of the building looks really neat. It's shaped just like a gigantic orange, just like this. If you want to check out a cool tower, Chris, there's one in Claremont called the Citrus Tower, which I filmed there. I've been there a couple times. You take an elevator up. So quiet up there. It's really up there. They also have a pie there, Tropical Nerds, but you got to give them like a couple hours notice. Get that made. But the pizza, you just walk in there and you just can pick it up. Yeah, I'm hoping to go to the Florida Strawberry Festival. I still may make it to the State Fair this weekend. It all depends on how Lucky's doing. Because he got to take that drain out tomorrow out of his neck. I already know the vet's going to say we can leave him. He'll be fine. I just worry about it. But I might go to the State Fair this weekend, and then I am thinking about going to the Strawberry Festival. I haven't been to the Strawberry Festival in years. The one year I went, I liked it. There was a lot to see there and a lot to do there. That's kind of like something you really need to go there 2 or 3 times to really. And they have a lot of good musical entertainment, and a lot of it was free to see too. Yeah, the tower is tall, Chris. Oh, if I'm ever, no, never mind, Gina. I'll message you offline about. So I want to ask you something, but I don't want to do it publicly. Yeah, but if you ever get down here, Chris, you should go check out the Citrus Tower. Right next door, they have the President's Hall of Fame. It's kind of a quirky roadside attraction, but I like it. I think it's interesting. It's cool. They have a lot of mannequins of different presidents. Actually, when I went there, they had these wax figures, life size for the most part, from every president from Washington to Trump. When I went a couple years ago, they only had like a cardboard cutout of Biden. But I'm sure by now they probably already had the wax figure of Trump, because when I went, what was it, like 4 years before that, they didn't have the wax figure of Trump. So I think it takes a little bit for them to get it. Well, I have SeaWorld, but I have it where it automatically renews. I haven't been there in probably a couple years, and I've been having automatically renewal every month since then. I got to get there. But it's only like $21 a month for me and Mom, so it's not that expensive. Well, if you change your mind and want to go to the State Fair this weekend, let me know. I think I might go on Sunday. Yeah, those historical videos, Chris, is some of the ones I enjoy doing the most. Talking about wax figures, I got to get to the Madame Tussauds in Orlando. I haven't been there in 3 years, probably. They updated since then the Justice League section. I hope it's still fully there. But that was a really cool section to walk through. Since you're interested in politics, they had an Oval Office version. When I went there a couple times in the Oval Office, they have the current president standing behind the desk, which was Trump at the time, and then they had the last president before off to the side, which was Biden. I'm assuming, since it's been a couple years into Biden's thing, they probably have no, it was Obama. I mean, off to the side, so they probably have Biden where Trump was and Trump where Obama was. I think, unless they keep Obama in there too. I don't know how they do that. The figures at Madame Tussauds looks fairly realistic, some more than others. The ones at the President's Hall of Fame, not so much. Were some of them, but I'm sure they have a lot lower budget. There's a really cool wax place in St. Augustine, I think. I think it's called like Potter's Wax Museum or something like that. It's supposed to be like one of the oldest ones in the country. I really want to go there. There's a lot that'd be really cool. Yeah, thanks, Tropical Nerds. I appreciate that. Let me know if you change your mind. Yeah, I haven't been to SeaWorld in I can't tell you when, which is a shame because it's a really cool park to go with. They have a lot of nice stuff there. Well, you should check out the one in Orlando if you haven't. They have a really nice aquarium there too. Check out all that because I have the kind of a bit of a brain fart at the moment, but the Legoland pass includes all that. Used to include the Orlando Eye. They took that away. I've only been in that once, but it scared the hell out of me because you go so high up there. Yeah, I want to get to St. Augustine. There is so much there to film, especially with regard to history stuff. It just blows my mind. Yeah, I get a little nervous with heights, Chris. There's some rides I just won't do. You go up there and you drop. It's not up to me. That's not for me. There's this one ride in Orlando. This kid died. It basically brings you way up there and it drops you and raises you. And he didn't have his harness on. He fell like I don't know how many stories. And there's this other one, I think about the same. Around Orlando, I think it swings you around like a swing. That is just nuts. I thought about it, but I don't think I'm going to do it. Oh, okay. Okay, Tropical Nerds. Yeah, I haven't been to either of those to South or Sea Life for a while either. I don't know why I don't. It's just a pain to get up there because it's really a cool thing to visit. Yeah, I've been on the I call it still the Orlando Eye, but I haven't been on it in a while. I was only on it once. I really need to go. I don't remember I was on it during the night or during the day. I need to do the opposite once. I'm just going to bite the bullet, pay it, and do it, even though it's no longer part of my Legoland pass. It's a really big Ferris wheel, though. There are a couple of decent-sized Ferris wheels at the Florida State Fair, too. And they have one of those outdoor museums where they bring all these old buildings together at the fairgrounds. Tropical Nerds that you may want to check out. Oh, another thing, tropical nerds, I've been wanting to ask you. Um, since you go to Disney fairly often, have you ever seen any business cards lying around for any of the cast members, any of the restaurants, any of the stores? Can you pick me up one? So I collect them. Don't go out of your way looking for them, but if you just happen to walk by a counter and you see them, if you can just get me one, as long as it's on Disney property, if it's not paid. Oh, and since you're here, I showed this earlier. I did get one artwork signed. I took a picture. I was gonna message you this, but I forgot. This time at Greg McCulloch. I wanted to get something really bad that was of Pluto because he's my favorite Disney character. And then I got this one for Mom. She just wanted a simple postcard one, so she got this one signed by the artist. And she wanted to get this framed. And he drew a sketch in back of Ariel, and then he signed it too. Yeah, that would be pretty scary to have a glass floor. There's a couple places you can go up in like these huge skyscrapers, like in Chicago, and they have this glass floor you can walk on. Some of them have this window thing you lean against, and it actually moves outward. I thought that would be scary as hell. Yeah, I saw the artwork that you picked up. That looked really cool. That had to have been expensive. Because the ones that look more like an actual painting are a lot more. I really want to get a Star Wars thing signed next time. I should have got it when I first went. So that one artist, Noah, was there, and he does some Star Wars stuff. But I was just kind of in a hurry, so I didn't. But I definitely intend to get some Star Wars artwork signed next time. They had this really cool one you might have seen of Darth Vader. It was like life size. I showed it on my film or my video. That would be so cool. That was like $1,500. Yeah, I figured it would be a bit more pricier. Yeah, I met Rob earlier this month, and I met him a couple years ago. And then Jared, I know I met him a couple years ago. I wasn't able to go to the art festival last year. So too much busy with moving. It was just nuts. Yeah, I mainly stick with like the copies of the prints. They're mainly because economically they're just cheaper. This was $49.95, so 50. And this postcard, was probably $6 or $7. So when they have a postcard option, it's definitely more cheaper if they have them. But not all the artists have them. Most of the artists are fairly nice. There's this particular one, I don't remember his name. He never been that friendly at all. But when you see the artist, you should always ask them to sign like an autograph book. Some of them would draw really nice sketches in there, and I've gotten some. Like this year, it's in the other room. Next time I'll see about showing it. But some of them draw some really cool sketches in your book, and it's free. Yeah, some of them are definitely an interesting personality. Now, like I said, most of the artists are nice. Only a couple of them was not. Yeah, like I said, I got some really cool sketches in there. Some really cool Disney characters, even some Star Wars sketches. Some of them will do it, some of them won't. Some of them will do it without you asking, some of you have to ask. Like Greg here, he would not draw a sketch, but other ones will. And some, if you buy artwork, they will actually draw a sketch sometimes here, or like you got more one that look more like a real painting. They will usually sign it here on back to it and draw a really nice sketch. I've seen artists do that. Yeah, always ask that if you can. They can just say no. Yeah, I would have went there more than a couple I've been to. I just couldn't with the dog. And I'm lucky I got there the second time. I know the Flower and Garden Festival is starting in a couple weeks, right? I believe. I miss when they used to have the festival center in the old Wonders of Life building, because they used to have like presentations in there, and with regard to all the different festivals, they haven't really been having that much anymore since they closed that down for that. They were going to put like the play pavilion in there, but they might not do that now. So it'll be interesting what they're going to use that building for. Yep, it's getting there. I'm going to try to go the very first day. First day is always the best day to go, especially if you're a YouTuber. I did see some grass like being dug up around some of the ponds there. So I think they were doing that to prepare for the Flower and Garden Festival. Oh, if you hear about Stephen Twining being there again, let me know. Because I always like seeing him. It always makes an interesting video filming him, asking him questions. Because I always have Twining tea here. Okay, then we're definitely going to have to meet up then. Do you plan to be there earlier in the morning or when? We're going to try to get there earlier in the day, but it all depends. I'm actually supposed to take Lucky that day to get his stitches out. I might see if I can do it a couple days sooner, because they said anywhere between 10 to 14 days it probably can get done. But by the time the first comes, it'll be 16 days. And so he'll be in there a couple days longer than it really needs to be. And you got to be careful with stitches. After a while, it'll start being grown over and stuff. You don't want to keep it in there too long. I don't think when you met him, I don't think you ended up filming any of that, did you? Yeah, I met him a couple times. He was super nice. I always have him sign like something. I actually still have that box I had him sign in my desk here. And then I had him sign a couple before, a couple of the paper boxes. So 10-1, huh? I have to see. Now, if you don't mind me asking, why that particular time? Is it because something to do with schedule with the kids? Uh, no, I didn't watch too much of the Super Bowl. Yes, I'm not a huge football fan. I'm more of a baseball guy. Well, I know one thing, Tropical Nerds. I definitely would be interested in seeing it. Yeah, if you see him again, make sure you ask him some questions and catch it on camera. It makes an interesting video. I've done it a couple times. No, Raymond, I'm actually a Cleveland Indians fan. I don't mind the Tampa Bay Rays either. Or if you're old school, Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Okay, I see. Well, maybe we'll be able to make it there that early. Well, it depends. Well, I mean, if you don't change your plans on account of me. If that's when you want to go whenever you think's best for you. Okay, yeah, just let me know. If not, we'll eventually be able to meet up. Yeah, I only got to go to one. No, I didn't get to one for the this current one. I got the one like the last festival. Not the well, what am I saying? I'm just tired. But yeah, I got to only go to one last year, one of the bigger ones, and surprisingly, that didn't do really well on my channel, which was I was surprised. Yes, I have heard that they're doing their own Mountain Dew, and they're also supposed to do their own flavor of Pepsi too, I believe. And they're gonna be start selling that soon, I guess. So I'm definitely gonna get down there. I know there's several new flavors of Mountain Dew coming up this year for the summer. I know, obviously, Halloween and Christmas, a few others. I still gotta get out there and find that Pepsi Peeps flavor. Yeah, Food and Wine. I saw the Robert Randolph band, and that didn't do really well with views at all on my channel. I was surprised. I filmed a couple of the other bands that they have there every day almost, like the one in the UK Pavilion, and that did a lot better. Yeah, I really need to make it to some of the more famous musicians when they're there. It's just it always seems to be one of the last things I can get to. Yeah, Food and Wine, that's such a long festival. I wish they would make the art one a little bit longer and the holidays one a little bit longer. Okay, Chris. Oh, hello, Riley. How are you? But as I mentioned a minute ago, they came out with a new Pepsi. It's Peeps flavor. They've had it like a year or so ago, but they only gave it out for like special samples to people. Now it's for sale for a limited time in the stores. I haven't found it yet. I just have not had the time to look. And then um, on the 20th, Coca-Cola is supposed to come out with a limited edition flavor too. So I have to start looking for that. It's tough keeping up with all these new flavors. But I'm not complaining. Some people you'd be surprised. There's these Facebook groups for like Mountain Dew and all that. And there's some people that get really upset that they do these new flavors. They get angry. They should do these new flavors. But I only think they're upset about it is because they live in a part of the world or part of the country they don't see those newer flavors as much, so it upsets them. They don't have access to it. I'm lucky for someplace like Florida. Almost all the newer flavors come here, and they usually come here first or very quick. Yeah, I like Starry, Riley. It's more lemony than most of the other ones. I'm kind of like old school. I like Sierra Mist better. It has more of a subtle flavor. Now that I've gotten older, I just kind of like that better. But yeah, Starry's good. I'm happy they came out with zero sugar. Um, I think there was a dye version of like Sierra Mist, but I don't think I've ever seen it. And luckily, a couple weeks ago, I found a 12 pack of it, so I'll have it for a little while. Starry's not bad. I still think, though, the current ones, probably Sprite is still my favorite. Well, I think the lemony flavor in Star is stronger. It's definitely different from Sprite or 7-Up. But I'm glad that they keep bringing out these newer flavors. It makes things interesting. When I was young, you hardly saw any new flavors of anything. It was really boring. What you might want to try, Riley or Gina, is that new Dr. Pepper that it came out, strawberries and cream. It tastes just like a strawberry milkshake. Now, I usually don't like cream sodas, but I really like that one. Yeah, I probably would agree with you. Sprite's probably the best. Like I said, I did really like Sierra Mist, but I don't know why I never bought it hardly. It's just so. I think it's because you've never seen it as much. But I definitely get Sprite more than 7-Up or any of the others. There was a brand of pop years ago. They no longer sell it called Slice, and they had a lemon lime one version. And they had orange or some other flavors, but that was so delicious. And it's no longer in production. I'm not sure if you remember Slice, Gina, that brand. That would have been before your time, Riley. But you ever get a chance to go to some of those soda pop shops? There's a really good one in Sebring. There's a lot of different kinds. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I've been wanting to do that myself, do some like bird photography, but I got to get a really good camera with a really good zoom, and a fast shutter. Well, I've had Dr. Pepper flavored cotton candy before, and that was pretty rare. I had to buy it online. It was definitely interesting. Well, Gina, did you ever try mixing Coca-Cola with peanuts? It's a southern thing. And it's been mentioned to me more than once. So I finally did, and I filmed a video on it. It tastes interesting. It tasted good. Not good enough for me to want to try again. Yeah, I've been meaning to do a video on like all these flavored peeps. A couple years ago, I was given a whole bunch of flavors, and I was supposed to do a video on it, but I just never got around to it. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I need to get a better camera for that. My cameras, I mean, they're good for filming. They're good for taking pictures if you have the time to take it and it's still, but not for birds. You got to be quick. You got to have a good zoom, and you got to have a good shutter speed on it. But if you have a good camera and you practice enough, you can take some really good pictures. Oh yeah, so it's definitely been a while for you. Well, maybe 4 years ago, I don't remember if it was Coke or Pepsi. It came out with like a salted caramel flavored Coke. It kind of reminded me of that. That wasn't bad, but I think I reviewed that on my channel. I wish someplace like Disney would switch from Coke to Pepsi. Don't get me wrong, I like Coke, but I like Pepsi better. I have heard there is some place though on Disney property you can actually find Pepsi being sold, but I'm not sure where. Well, Pepsi has a tendency to be sweeter, but of course, I only drink the diet stuff now. I remember Crystal Pepsi and then New Coke. New Coke tasted just like Pepsi. And luckily, they brought it back some years ago and I was able to try it. New Coke brought me right back to the 1980s. Because that would have been long before you were around, Riley. Oh, that's cool, Riley. I'd like to see that picture one day. That's probably a really cool one. Okay, that's cool. I'll have to definitely check it out then. Yeah, I have Instagram. You might have signed up to mine. I thought I'd seen it pop up once. I think. I don't get on there nearly as much as I should. But the link to it's on the front page of my YouTube channel. Right now, I have Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I may do a Twitter page. I don't know. Twitter is not something I'm really interested in ever getting on. And I heard it doesn't really grow your channel, anyways. Thanks for stopping in, Tropical Nerds. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of the week, too. Okay, thanks, Riley. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm probably going to get going myself. It's getting a bit late. I have some things I got to do, too. And I got to get up like really early in the morning because to get Lucky down to where he got to go, it's quite a drive from where I live. I like Fanta too. Fanta has a lot of cool flavors, especially international, that I've tried. Um, if you go to those Coca-Cola freestyle machines, you can find it at some restaurants, some gas stations. You can find some interesting flavors for that too. But Fanta is a good one, especially the orange. I think Fanta orange, now that Slice is gone, Fanta orange is the best. All right, I got to get going. I do have some things to do. Thank you, everyone, for stopping in. I appreciate this. Yeah, Fanta pineapple. You could buy in a bottle. They used to have it at Club Cool at Epcot, where you can go in there and try it anytime you want. You can find it at, like, the Coca-Cola rooftop bar place. But I've seen Fanta pineapple for sale at Publix, Walmart, so that's pretty easy to find. Yeah, it's good. It's sweet though. Yeah, sorry for having to get going. It's getting late. I need to do a few things, and before I know it, I got to be getting up and taking Lucky to the vet. I said that's quite a drive from where I live. But thank you, everyone, for stopping. I appreciate it. I hope to do this again soon. I hope everyone has a good night and a great rest of their week. All right. See ya. Bye, everybody. Bye.